Hi, everyone. Welcome to Club Rats. My name is John.
Faraz?
What's up, guys? I'm Jesiah.
So we just wrapped up World Cup game here. Argentina versus Cape Verde. Argentina won a thriller 3-2.
Great game.
Great game.
Great game.
We're going to kind of wrap up the NBA season here with talk about the draft, obviously trades.
Doesn't seem like a lot happened though. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been quiet.
It's been pretty quiet. Oh, that's a interesting jersey you have on there.
Number 7 is
Jesiah.
now available in case LeBron wants to come to Boston. Because 6 he can't get. 23 is retired as well. But 7's available.
Who's 23 retired for?
Some guy named Frank.
Frank, somebody. Yeah.
Who cares?
I would unretire that jersey for LeBron. But before we get into that...
Boston won't do that.
Yeah, I know. Before we get into that, though, if you guys are watching, remember to like, shoot some comments.
Frank Ramsey. Sorry.
Frank Ramsey. But yeah. Please like. It helps us in the algorithm.
I
But,
couldn't tell you anything about him.
Yeah, Frank, I don't even know what era he played. I'm guessing the 50s, 60s, right?
I'm looking right now.
But while we get into that, Jaylen Brown got traded to the Philadelphia 76ers for Paul George, 2 first-round picks, and 2 second-round picks. And to just put it lightly, let me get this out. It's
It's a
depressing.
safe space.
It's
Safe
it's
space.
depressing for me. I'm not saying this is how Mavericks fans felt about Luka getting traded because that came out of nowhere. I knew Jaylen Brown was getting traded, but I at least thought we were going to get Giannis in the trade package. We got a 36-year-old Paul George. It's just, I'm sure everyone that is watching, you've already heard everyone say what they thought about the trade. It fucking hurts, plain and simple. I don't know what Boston's doing. Has Brad Stevens lost his touch? I do think this is a loser-ass trade. They panicked. And it fucking hurts. Jaylen Brown has been on the Celtics longer than I've been with my wife. Jaylen Brown's been in my life longer. It hurts to see him go. And I came to terms we were getting rid of him for Giannis. I've been with her for 9 years. Jaylen Brown's been on the team since 2016. We were the same age. I feel like I grew up with him, watching him grow as a player with Boston. And it just hurts, plain and simple.
I can certainly see why. I mean, he was an instrumental part of the title team. By all accounts, prior to this trade, he seemed to be well liked in the Boston community, and didn't seem like there was much to say about him besides. I mean, as an observer from the outside, I always felt that he was a pretty well-spoken, thoughtful guy. And it's kind of wild to see now all this stuff coming out since leading up to the trade. After the Giannis stuff started floating out there, there's concerns about his personality, and I think it was kind of poor taste about going on stream after losing a Game 7, but I don't really feel like it was some sort of irredeemable sin.
Like that makes him a locker room cancer.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of hyperbolic to say that.
He's a locker room cancer because he says his top 5, top 6 MVP season was his favorite season.
Yeah, he had fun.
Now he's a locker room cancer.
He's not allowed to say he had fun? I mean, I don't feel like it was a big deal. Who cares?
And the discourse online now saying Jaylen Brown, like I said, is a locker room cancer. There was no turning back. Boston had to make this trade now. They couldn't wait till the start of the season. They couldn't wait till the trade deadline. Brown was still signed for the next 3 years, and everyone talking about, he wants the Supermax extension. That's in 3 years.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's hard to build a championship team around 2 Supermax players around the $60 million space, which what Brown and Tatum were getting paid. I get that. But for one top 10, one a top 15, you could argue any which way. Those 2 players on your team, I would say you always have a fighting chance, especially out east.
Absolutely. I mean, there's proof of concept. They won the title 2 years ago, and they were undeniably heavy favorites last season prior to the Knicks series and Tatum's injury. Like it was between everybody kind of assumed it was going to be a Thunder Celtics final, and and a lot of prognosticators probably had the Celtics as favorite in that series then. So it's like it wasn't that long ago that this duo was considered the best in the NBA, and perennial contenders. And not to say that Boston won't contend this year. I feel like their chances of doing so are a lot lower because I think on paper
the East got better.
The East got better, and I don't, as much as Paul George maybe on paper, analytically, however you want to spin it, might be a a better fit next to Tatum. It's just like you already knew what you had with Brown and Tatum, and the analytics seemed okay then, analytics be damned. In spite of them, they were, high end contenders.
Yeah. You knew what you were getting, exactly what you're saying. You knew where you were getting from Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum night in, night out. You have two perennial all-star, all-NBA guys. Jaylen Brown, finals MVP. Maybe the analytics don't show that he's a great guy to have, like, shoot threes, but we've all watched the series. We watched them in the finals. We might not win that series without Jaylen Brown guarding Luka. And you could say Luka still averaged 28, 5, and 6 in that series, but we all watched it. He shot below 40% in that series. Jaylen Brown, I don't care if he doesn't have any all-defensive votes. He is a top-tier two-way NBA player.
Finals MVP, and it's not nothing, but he was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP too. During that same run. So
I don't know if you remember that series against the Pacers. Game 1, we were losing. Jaylen Brown got that steal, hit it off Siakam, and then he hit the corner 3 to go into overtime and then eventually win that game. Like, Jaylen Brown makes winning plays that don't show up on the analytical side of things.
Did you see Jason Tatum hit the game winner against the high school kids?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It was actually kind of sick. he hits like a 30, like a not 30.
It was like a turnaround
foot inside the NBA 3, and then he just hits it, and then he just turns around and walks down and just sits down in the chair like nothing happened. Like he just knew he was gonna make it. It was sick.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, I'm kind of glad it's a good segue into the whole analytics talk, because I feel like now after this trade, it's becoming much more of a hot topic and a point of contention, because it's undeniable that the analytics say one thing about Jaylen Brown's impact. But I feel like the analytics discussion started earlier this playoffs, when the infamous Kenny Atkinson line about the Knicks, being up in the series when they were down 3-0.
It's like analytics can't say you're going to blow a 22-point lead, but sometimes shit happens. We've all played basketball, obviously not at that high of a level, but anything can happen in a basketball game. When it comes to a 1-2 possession game, a crazy bank shot 3 could go in that says it shouldn't, right?
I just played in a game last night. We were up 21. I hit a 3 at the buzzer before the half to put us up 21. And then by the end of the game, one of our guys got thrown out, so we had to play the last 15 minutes 5-on-4, and we ended up winning by 7. But it was like one of the hardest wins ever.
Analytically, you shouldn't have won that game. You're down a player.
But here's the other thing
we
too.
Yeah.
Every team in the NBA now deploys analytics.
Yeah.
Every single one. And so, obviously, they don't tell the entire story because it's impossible for all of these analytics to be spot on 100% of the time. Nobody's going undefeated.
There's always an asterisk for every type of analytics.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's going undefeated. It's a science, and there's certainly some. It is certainly predictive in certain contexts, but it isn't the be all end all.
If we're basing everything in basketball off of a number, the favorites will win every year, and that never happens.
Exactly, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, nobody had the Knicks winning the championship.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
The thing I'll say about this whole trade that is unusual, seeing a Boston franchise do, this is to me is a self-inflicted wound too.
100%.
You didn't have to do this. Wait. If you don't like what's here right now, wait a week. Maybe another team doesn't get that free agent they think they were getting, and they get desperate and they trade for Brown, and then all of a sudden you get a great trade.
Are you telling me Philly wouldn't make this trade at the start of the season or at the trade deadline?
Play the first half of the season. Yeah. If Boston's, if you don't like how he fits, and there's a team that's desperate, maybe you get a better trade at that moment.
There's no reason to be this urgent about this trade. Again, I don't know where it showed that Jaylen Brown was a locker room cancer. Of course, we don't know what goes on in that locker room truly.
Correct.
From what I saw,
and we don't know what was said behind the scenes, and we'll never know that.
Yeah, it's just she said stuff like Jaylen Brown's camp said that he never requested a trade formally.
Yeah.
And Brad Stevens says that he was very transparent in the trade talks involving Giannis and all that, and they were working hand in hand. But beyond the Giannis trade, it looked like, from all accounts, that Jaylen Brown was going to stay on the team from both sides. Nothing was said that he was going to continue to be traded. And if he was, there was no time crunch. He's not in a contract year. It's not like time is dwindling down. If this Paul George, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks was the best trade, tell me why the 76ers wouldn't do that later on.
Exactly.
And GMs make mistakes. Look at what the Mavericks did. Look at what the Mavericks did. Nico Harrison, for some reason, didn't shop around Luka. He took the first phone call. GMs make mistakes.
There's also teams that are potential, like maybe they're a high seed, like the Pistons. Let's say the Pistons, and they have an injury in the season, and they're like, damn, we really need Brown, and they just put up a huge deal or give
100%.
5 first-round draft picks for him or something like
if
that.
Desmond Bain could get
That I could
3
see.
firsts and like 2 swaps, why can't Jaylen Brown get a
at
couple
least
more?
At least 3 first. I thought 3 should have been at the minimum.
Yeah.
First-round draft picks. I think 2 is light, and because they're so far down the road. That's a whole 5 years in the NBA is like they might not have one player on the team that's on the team now.
Your
Could be a brand
contention
new team.
window. Your contention window is now. And
Yeah,
I get the argument that like,
exactly.
okay, now you have tradable assets for a subsequent trade, but it's like I don't know if anybody's trading for Paul George. Like Paul George was an albatross contract prior to this.
Yeah, he's
deal.
just like a
I
dead man
personally-
walking
yeah.
kind of. Like
Now-
he just has to be there because he has to be there.
Now to
He
play
signed
the
the
other
deal.
side, I don't think Paul George is getting traded anywhere else.
yeah.
It really
What
would
leverage
keep-
do they have to move him? They have to eat it.
And to
he was the
quote,
4th best
Yeah.
player for
So-
for the Sixers this year.
Don't
To
look at it.
quote
Eat it.
analytics, Paul George will fit well next to Tatum. I actually do think that
There's some truth to
pairing
that.
No,
will
I think
work.
Paul George is not going to be awful. I agree with you. Other
But
than if he
it's the
gets
health.
injured.
Now, yeah,
Yes.
that's the biggest issue.
Could get
Jaylen
most
Brown
likely will get injured.
Jaylen Brown plays a lot.
Oh.
He rarely misses. Paul George hasn't had a healthy season since his contract year
Yeah.
in Los Angeles 3 years ago.
Paul George. You have to kind of figure he's going to miss some stretch of games at some
100%.
point. Like he's proven that every year.
But hey, the Celtics
last
still got
5
Hugo
years.
Gonzalez and Baylor Shireman that they refuse to give up in the Giannis package, which I don't know how true that
Shireman's
is.
turning 26. Like
Yeah.
this guy is
But I
barely
also-
an NBA player.
I also
Do you
don't
think-
think one second. I don't think that was like the truth in the Giannis trade. I heard Brad Stevens was reluctant to give Giannis a 3-year max extension that he was asking for.
So the same issue that would come up with Brown later on.
So again, it's hard to build a championship team with 2 max players, but I just
yeah, but you win the
It's
title. and Worry
Giannis.
about that later.
it's
Flags
Giannis.
fly forever.
Giannis could play a multitude of positions. Tatum could play a multitude of positions. Those two pairing up would man.
And you're getting a legitimate MVP candidate.
Just getting Giannis,
it's
you
hard
ha-
to
that's a game
comprehend.
changer.
yeah, you
Changes
know,
everything.
Giannis is a top 3 player in the NBA.
And you're reluctant to include a 3rd year. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
that's
man.
kind of lame. Yeah.
It's just. In
I
fact,
feel like this is, that's kind of, hand wringing now after the fact. You've got to try to justify the fact to an angry base that really believed that Giannis was there.
All
Did
2
Celtics,
weeks ago,
Celtics fans
all
like,
pre-reports it was a lock.
It was-
Giannis,
yeah,
everything I'm hearing,
Giannis
Giannis
is
is going to Boston
Giannis
for sure.
going to Boston.
Foregone conclusion.
Yeah, it was like
It's-
kind of. It felt like it was an 80-20 split between Boston. and
Miami was kind of like the
They were in the
outsider that had a
periphery.
chance.
they
Yeah.
called the Miami package the poo-poo package. Like,
Yeah.
it was.
Pat Riley made him make a deal they couldn't refuse.
Yeah, man.
Billy was
Deal with
making
the devil.
Billy was making fun of Riley. I thought Riley. I thought it was a great trade by Riley.
100%.
I mean, I don't think Miami. I think they have to make another move to be a true. Like if LeBron went there, they could win a championship.
Yeah, and we could get into that soon.
You
But
take the risk if you
Yeah.
have MVP candidates don't hit the
Well,
mark.
and this is a fact. This is true in the NBA. When teams are close to winning a title, there are guys that will maybe take less or they'll sacrifice.
yeah,
If you get
exactly.
you
Celtics
get
signed
great
Mike Conley
players-
for the minimum.
great players attract other great players.
Yeah.
So, like getting Giannis is a guy you can hold up there. Like, oh wow, as long as we have him and he's healthy, we can win a championship any year if we have him.
Exactly.
And now you don't have him, and then you got rid of arguably your best player. I don't know how you can say this is a win
that's
in
my
the immediate
problem.
future for the Celtics. Maybe long term if you hit on the picks. That's
I
really
do
the only
think-
way.
well, I don't think we
you can't
hang on to
even
the-
evaluate.
I know.
that.
I
Exactly.
agree. I'm just saying you can't count that out
Yeah.
yet. If they
I
got
don't
a guy
think
that's a franchise
we're
player.
keeping the picks. I'm pretty sure those are going to be in a trade, whether that's this year, next year, or in 3 years.
And I agree
But-
with that too. Yeah, if Stevens uses this to level up
star
and
player
get a
in
couple,
2-3
then I'll be like,
years.
okay,
Yes.
this makes sense.
But this is
But even then,
It doesn't
not
make total
really
sense.
because like the thing is that you could, if you're just talking about maximizing your assets, getting these picks, like there had to have been.
If this
better
was a
package
multiple,
out there.
if this was like a multiple choice question, he picked the worst answer.
yeah.
I think he picked.
He basically left the test blank.
He could have just waited.
He didn't even spell his name right.
The only thing I'll say, and this is what we don't know behind the scenes, if the guy from the Capital private equity company, whatever, Capital
Yeah,
firm,
the one that owns half
if he went to the Boston, if he went to the other owners and he went to Stevens and he went to Missoula and it's like,
we got to trade him.
We have to trade this guy. But
what
I would ask him, though, I would say to him, I'd say, you're a business guy. You should know numbers. Trading this asset for that asset still doesn't even make sense from a financial standpoint. Like, the Celtics are not worth more money now by getting rid of Jaylen Brown. Not that he changed the value of the Celtics, but I'm just saying, if you're looking at it on paper, if I own the Celtics, I'd rather own him with Jaylen Brown than Paul George. You can't argue it.
No.
Well, because you have if you're going into a season with Brown and Tatum, you know that there's a legitimate chance of winning a championship because they've done it.
They've done it, exactly. You have two guys that, if they got the right group of guys with them, you could take.
Like, we got Porzingis.
Why couldn't they do what the Knicks did this year?
We got Porzingis for pennies on the dollar. We got Drew Holiday as just a throw-in, basically, because the Bucks wanted Dame that year. Like, stuff happens in the NBA, and with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, if you put the right core around them, you still have Derek White, you still have Payton Pritchard, you have champions around these guys already. They could have won again. And Jaylen Brown's a smart guy. If you really, again, every player's going to argue for what they're worth. They want the max amount of money. But if you could have just been realistic to Jaylen Brown and been like, hey, we can't, in 3 years, we can't offer you the supermax. We'll give you a pinch below market value. Look at what Jalen Brunson did for your Knicks, Faraz. You guys don't win this championship if Brunson didn't take less money a couple years ago.
100%.
And Jaylen Brown being as intelligent as he's thought to be, I think he could have saw that. And same with Jason Tatum. These guys are supposed to be intelligent players if it's to maximize the win now window. And speaking of maximizing the win now window, why these two picks don't move the needle if they do decide to win?
Maximizing the win now window also shouldn't fall on Jaylen Brown. That's Brad Stevens' fucking job.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm not saying Jaylen Brown has to form the team around him, but it's like, hey, so-and-so's on the market. He said he'll sign for this much. We need you to take $5 million less.
This is LeBron,
Wade, and Bosh did that for the Heatles. 10 years ago. Players have been known to take a little bit less. To act like Jaylen Brown was locked into the Supermax contract in the 3 years in the future, it's just ludicrous to me.
Speculative. It doesn't make sense if you're getting freaked out about it. July 1st, 2026. That's not an issue that you would actually have to actively grapple with right now. Unless, there is the argument, too, that, like, I feel like this whole thing that he's discontent and, locker room disruption, I think it's hyperbolic.
I don't believe any of that.
I think that's kind of...
Why would he be such a locker room cancer in year 10 at the age of almost 30 when he wasn't a locker room cancer?
That's a champion. He won a championship with this team.
Is he the captain? Who is the captain?
Oh, I don't know. I would probably say Derek White. It would probably be the captain.
I mean, this is a guy who's he's ingrained within the Boston community from what I've read. It just feels like it doesn't add up to be like this guy. Yeah, he was not pleased that he was involved in the Giannis talks, but it's like that's something that that can smooth itself over possibly.
Usually, guys.
But either way, you don't have to make that trade right now.
Usually, guys in the NBA when they win a title, let alone a Finals MVP, you're kind of like royalty for that team forever. Like, you're just...
This is the worst trade.
Like, I can name our Finals MVPs in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, it's Billups, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars. Like, they won the MVP. Like, you can't...
And they're set in stone.
Yeah.
This is the worst trade in Boston Celtics history.
They treated him like crap for being a guy that won a Finals MVP.
100%. I don't get it. And
that wasn't right. I don't understand.
And the discourse from the fandom trying to point Tatum and Brown against each other when neither of them have ever went against each other from all accounts that we've seen. Brown and Tatum have both been very thoughtful of each other and kind, and I thought the yin and yang dynamic of them have worked, and it did work. We won a championship. Now, you can still say we probably should have won in 2022.
Probably should have won.
Favorites.
I do feel like Boston, with that group, probably should have got like one more, somewhere along the line.
And when they were younger, when it was Kyrie and Rozier throwing games and Gordon Hayward's corpse, they were favorites a couple years. Them only winning one championship in the last 9 years of them being a duo, it is a little bit of a letdown, but there's teams that haven't even made it to the finals.
You can't say if you win one, it's not a letdown.
But
this guy they haven't won a championship in 53 years.
Yeah.
There's,
And it's
we only
it's
won
hard.
one.
but sometimes that one isn't enough. Look at LeBron with the Lakers. There's Lakers fans that
Oh,
still
they're
don't
delusional.
acknowledge LeBron.
Completely delusional. And I tell that to the Laker fans too. It's like you may not win another title for 20 years.
Speaking of that, what do you?
Yeah, we could jump. I think we said enough about Jaylen Brown. We've probably been going on for
One
30
thing
minutes.
this involved both your teams. How do you guys feel about Mitchell Robinson signing with the Celtics?
Kind of irritates me because
2 years, $47 million.
Three.
Okay,
So like
Still not bad money
It
for-
doesn't. It actually and it doesn't.
he's making more millions per year than his free throw percentage
Yeah.
in total.
The other thing is that like it doesn't really represent too much of a raise from what he was already making in New York. So
It was
it's
just
like,
the full mid-level exception, which the Knicks couldn't offer because they chose to re-sign some of their bench guys.
well, that's what I'm saying is like I would have much rather them kept Mitchell Robinson than re-sign Jose Alvarado
And Shaman.
and Shamet. You know, like
He's
credit
one of
to
those guys.
but
I
he's probably the best offensive rebounder in the NBA.
I feel like he's better as a player on the Knicks than he. Like I don't think he's. I mean, he's not gonna be a bad player in Boston, but he's not a guy.
He's still going to play the backup
He's your
role.
backup center, but he did it great with the Knicks. Like he'd come in and make a goofball play, get offensive rebound, get a putback, get a dunk, block a shot. You know,
To jump on the analytics train a little bit more, because I do look into analytics. I do read about it. I would say I'm probably like a 60-40 split eye test versus reading the analytics and believing it. Mitchell Robinson is exactly what Boston needed. They
I think
needed
it's a good
offense,
pickup by Boston.
He's what any team needs. Any
but
contending-
specifically
contending
what
team.
I think it's a good
Boston
pickup.
was lacking. They were missing offensive rebounding. They were missing rim deterrence.
it
They were
hurts the
missing-
Knicks.
It does.
100%.
It's one of those like you're hurting your enemy and making it just by taking a guy
that's,
away.
that's why it's
Sorry, keep
even
going.
more
No, you're all good. You're all
upsetting, or it's more frustrating. Really, is that like, no, now James Dolan's preaching fiscal fucking responsibility.
Keep going, Jesiah. I cut you off.
Oh no, you're all good. I pretty much already said what I said. He's still gonna be in the backup role. He's gonna come in for 20 minutes a game, get you amazing hustle, and Mr. Robinson's probably one of the best or one of the better bigs to guard on the perimeter too. Mazzulla's gonna love his switchability on the perimeter, but that doesn't even include, like I said, his offensive rebounding, his defensive rebounding, his block shots. And he's a willing passer too. And he's what Steven said the Celtics lacked in the playoffs against the Sixers. They had no rim pressure.
Yeah.
Kata was getting played off the floor. And when Kata got played off the floor, we started Luka Garza. But then, hey, let's blame Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
Let's go back to Jaylen Brown.
If you're starting
they
Garza,
blame Jaylen Brown for losing against
You're
the
in
Sixers.
trouble, man. If you're starting
Like, come
Garza
on,
in a
man.
game 7, you got problems.
And I liked Garza. But
No,
he's
yeah.
not a starter.
You're putting him in a bad spot
to
too.
guard against Embiid. And in that series, Embiid was back to his MVP form. He was killing it.
Game 5, the Knicks basically played. I mean, Mitchell Robinson basically played down the stretch in the second half because Cat was in foul trouble the entire time. So I mean, I feel like it's,
Robinson got one of the biggest offensive rebounds of all time in that game 5.
Yeah, in that game 5. It's, that funny enough, that was his last board. with
What
the
do
Knicks.
you guys think of what Rob Pelinka is doing with the Lakers? I feel like it's kind of.
I think he's.
It's not good. It's not good.
I think he's.
I'd
one
be
of the
worried if I was
worst.
a Laker fan.
I would be too. I think. Well, not so much. Like I feel like they'll still be good this year, provided they can stay healthy. Like I feel like they have the makings of a decent team, but the concerning part is that they have practically no avenues to improve the team beyond what they have now. They don't have control of
Any first round picks for the next 7 years.
They have.
God.
They can trade one.
That's bad.
They can trade one
they-
first round swap in 2032, and
It's just a swap, yeah.
and it's just a swap, and it's
6 years away. I mean,
and one second round pick, which is actually it seems
Oh,
like that's the impetus for the Ayton trade is they got 2 second round picks.
That's what I was going to say. They did trade Aiden today.
Which I
for
felt like was
2
stupid.
second round picks.
I felt like the Ayton trade
Just-
is dumb too because like Ayton actually as for value, he's probably one of the best value deals in the NBA this year coming into this year.
what is
He
the?
started for them and now he's
Yeah.
$8 million
No, he-
per year. Not bad.
Mindset wise and locker room wise, I just don't know how. Maybe
He got better
stat-wise-
as the season went on.
Stat
He
wise,
did.
it looked like he was okay.
Oh, goal, Columbia.
Stat wise, it probably looked like Aiden had a decent year. I watched a good amount of Laker games because being in Vegas late at night, they're always on here. I would not want Aiden on my team, even for just $8 million. I would not want him on my team.
I mean, it
Well,
turns out
I
I'd
feel
take
like-
Drummond.
no.
Like what
would you
your
take
Knicks
one of the
did.
Knicks right now?
For 100%.
Yeah. So
I'd rather take Drummond. over
Well,
him.
I feel like Drummond fits the Knicks better because like
You got Drummond?
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good pickup.
Because like I mean, really, Drummond fills a lot of what Mitchell Robinson did in terms of the offensive.
Did he
rebounding.
make more threes than Derek White in the playoffs?
Yeah. Just in the first round.
Really? That's insane.
Drummond, up until Game 7.
We got to blame Jaylen Brown, right?
That's an insane stat.
Up until Game 7 for us, because Game 7, Derek White finally hit some threes. But up until that point, Drummond had more threes in that series than Derek White.
Not to take it back to the Celtics, but I do want to get your insight on this. Is Derek White, I mean, we're talking about analytics and numbers. Looks like he's regressing. Looks like he's taking steps back.
He had a bad series.
I wouldn't say that.
He had a pretty whatever season.
Offensively, just shooting wise, his numbers were down. But I would say that's because he was needed to handle the ball more, play more of the playmaking role. And most of his threes in previous years was just strictly catch and shoot. He was taking more threes off the dribble. And I would say it's kind of like baseball. Like sometimes your shot just doesn't fall. I would just say this was an outlier year because every other year has proved Derek White's a good shooter.
Well, he is getting older.
But you don't lose shooting with age. You lose athleticism. I would say it's two different things.
I mean,
But why did he shoot bad this year then?
I would just, well, again, I just said it. He had more responsibility on the team with Tatum being gone for most of the year. Jaylen Brown.
he has just as much responsibility coming into this year now.
More even. Maybe.
Yeah.
Tatum is more of a playmaker than Brown is, and that is my biggest thing in the Tatum versus Brown debate. Tatum is more of a playmaker; he gets guys involved better. Jaylen Brown sometimes is a black hole at times, and it's case in point. Derek White and Jason Tatum's chemistry is through the roof. Like it's funny we keep going back to analytics, but analytically they're one of the better duos numbers wise in the NBA. Their on-off numbers just as a duo. But they have good chemistry. Derek White, catch and shoot, is one of the better players in the NBA. Just this year was a down year, but we've seen that from shooters all the time. I wouldn't say he's regressing for us.
Well, we'll see.
Well,
I feel like when
at a minimum, you could say he certainly had a bad year. So if what I would say if he
Shooting wise,
if he
he's
does
still
that-
got an old defensive team.
okay, but
Yeah.
if he does it again, then it's a trend.
Yeah, I would say that.
So this is a big year for him.
I would agree. So
I'm just saying he's 31 going on 32. When you have an out, like it's hard to say. Is it an outlier year or is it a sign of? That's my point. Is it an outlier year or is it an actual sign of regression? Because there is an aging curve.
the reason why I would say it's an outlier is because his game's not based off athleticism, and most times when we see players age, it's their athleticism that drops, not their shooting. We've seen players age gracefully shooting the ball. We've seen Jason Kidd go from a 0 at the 3 to being a knockdown shooter on the Mavericks championship team.
I mean, Jason Kidd's a Hall of Famer, so.
Well, I know it's.
Who are you
But
comparing Jason Kidd to?
well, it's shooting wise. He went from never shooting a 3-pointer in the
Yeah,
beginning
but
of his
who are you
career.
comparing to?
Well, I'm saying aging. Usually, the players age well shooting the ball wise, and it's their athleticism that goes. That's why I don't think Derek White will age badly.
yeah, I mean he'll always be he's never gonna be a bad shooter. You know, he'll always be a plus shooter.
Yeah, well, I would say he shoots 38%,
Yeah, that's great.
at least 38%
That's
this
push.
upcoming season. When
That's
he
awesome.
shot, I think 34% this year, which is a down year, but it's not by much. And everything else he does amazing on the floor. But back to the Lakers though, Rob Pelinka signing like the old white squad in the first day, he blowing his load early. I didn't think it was awful, but it was kind of weird to me.
I mean, I mentioned it earlier. I just feel like overall the signings weren't that bad. It's just that
I feel like they overpaid for
they
it overall.
overpaid. Yeah, it was a
They're on
lot.
the higher end of each one.
It cost a lot, and
Now they're tight.
now they have no avenues
They have no
to really
room.
improve. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
it's-
pretty much what they're rolling with.
The only
And
player
I don't know if I would have rather brought back Hachimura than spent it on Sandro personally. 'Cause
I actually
feel
think Bamu is a pretty underrated player. I think they might have got skill there.
Sucks defensively. And
His-
that's the problem with them is that Rui's actually not bad defensively, and Mamu is not known. That's one of his glaring weaknesses.
His
So you're
nickname
basically
is
pinning your entire defensive structure on Kessler, which, I mean, yes, he's an excellent rim protector, but he's also not durable so far.
yeah.
So and now they don't have a backup center at the moment. You know, we'll see what they end up with, but you know their options are going to be
I could see Jackson Hayes coming back.
And I know
He signed with Utah.
When did he sign? I didn't see
The
that.
same day that they got Kessler.
there's a lot of
I
LeBron
see
hate
that,
out
okay.
there from some of these maniacal
They're
Laker fans.
lunatics.
But
He-
losing him, that's not great.
it's horrible.
Yeah, I mean,
It
LeBron
also-
was a better player than not.
He just
you know.
won them a playoff series.
Yeah,
It
so
also
that's
shows-
not good.
It also shows how much LeBron doesn't believe in Rob Pelinka to build a championship team with this core.
I think Rob Pelinka is a terrible GM. I think that he just got fortunate that there was a time where there was another GM that was worse than him in the name of Nico Harrison.
And then turn into Brad Stevens.
Well, nobody can turn into God.
No mere mortal.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Pelinka is not a good GM, and it dates back to when the Lakers won the title. I mean, and they won the title. Yes, it was in the bubble, which I argue is more difficult than a regular title, just given the circumstances. Prior to the shutdown, the Lakers were probably still one of the best teams in the NBA, and then he went on immediately dismantling the things that made the Lakers good that year, which was perimeter defense and shooting.
The whole bubble hate
And
thing
bigs.
is weird to
And
me.
bigs.
I don't understand that.
Said, the hate around it?
Just
It's because LeBron won it. That's really the
okay, but just the controversy, it was a unique situation. The NBA, there was regulation. They had to come up with a goofy bubble. I mean, for what they did, it was entertaining.
Of course, it was.
I thought
extremely,
and it wasn't like it'd be one thing if LeBron didn't beat anybody, but who did he beat that year? He had to beat Jokic.
Yep.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I forget who else they played in
I
that
don't know,
run.
they beat the East,
but
or the West, I'm sorry.
like what you said, Faraz, the Lakers were
Blazers.
already the number one team leading up to the bubble. They were the number one team out west. For them to then win the championship that year, it's not like they were the
just
playing
handed-
team.
Exactly.
They were just randomness.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing about it, I thought Anthony Davis. I thought his shooting. He had an amazing playoff run in shooting.
And Rondo was incredible. That playoff. That
But
playoff.
to get back to Rob Pelinka, he never brought that exact same team back.
He dismantled it.
Just
immediately.
keep that left. They didn't get a chance to repeat.
Yeah.
Which was weird. He's
Then they traded for Westbrook.
They gave up all their depth.
They gave it was
because that team had Dwight Howard too, who's still Dwight Howard is a defensive guy. Still not a bad guy to have on a
he's
team.
made only a couple moves that I think were decent. I feel he got Hachimura for peanuts, which was great, but now he's about to lose him for nothing.
Well, let me say this
and
about
then the Luka trade.
The Lakers, though, and I said this even in our text, all these kind of not horrible moves, but just kind of not. None of these moves make you feel like they're going to win a championship.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Who's the favorite in this game between Colombia and Ghana?
Colombia was
Huge.
Yeah, they're
they were
minus 530.
Oh wow.
So
Really?
Yeah, minus 530.
Wow.
To win the game.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I figured that, but that's like a massive. I don't feel like.
Yes and no. Argentina was a minus 2,500.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh, what I was going to say about the Lakers, we're being critical of them. They're the one franchise though that the ship can be sinking, it's leaking, they're dying, and there's just an amazing life raft that comes out, and they pull a move out of their ass, and it's like, wow, they just got this
That was
guy.
a Luka trade.
So that you can never
It
count that
happens.
out with the Lakers,
And Rui,
and it happens.
I-
It does happen.
exactly, 100% does happen. And with Rui, quote unquote, maybe signing somewhere else, not many teams have their mid-level exception left. And I think Rui wants more than the mid-level. I think he wants the 20 million plus, not the 15 million. I wouldn't be surprised if he signs back with the Lakers at the starting power forward spot now that he's the legit number 3 option, probably. For a minimum or a little bit less than the mid-level exception, because the Lakers could go up to, I think, 9 million left. But with their future assets, it's essentially Austin Reeves is that asset. They're going to build this guy up to be an all-star this season. I think they're going to trade him next year. I think that's their
who?
move to make anybody.
It's possible.
Jaylen Brown?
It's funny. Prior to him, no,
Reeves was.
Would you rather have Reeves or
fantastic.
Paul George?
Reeves.
100%.
If I could got Reeves and that swap and whatever other
Ken-
picks
Ken-
they
Would
would
they like
times.
Paul Reeves in Boston? A white guy that can shoot?
Austin Reeves?
Yeah.
Oh, he might be Larry Bird.
It's just I hate the Celtics. I just hate it.
No, I'm just
You
kidding.
guys should get what you deserve. I hope you never win a championship again. You little
No, honestly, I'm tiptoeing my fandom. Like, I've only been a Celtics fan, but I've never been like a biased fan. I've always acknowledged the other team when like shit's going well or whatever. But like this Jaylen Brown stuff really rubbed me the wrong way, man. This
Yeah, of
like
course.
I'll stand by it. It's the worst trade in Celtics
Well,
history.
it
We've
al-
never given up a Finals MVP in their prime.
Also, the stigma with Boston, like not being able to get the big trade piece guy or the superstar free agent.
Man,
This
that
doesn't help.
continue- yeah.
This doesn't help this narrative.
Yeah.
It's like it's not gonna be like, hey, let's go work with Boston now because they're so easy to work with. It's like, look how they treated a guy who won a championship. It's not like he's ever been arrested. He's a good guy. I mean, I don't know.
He's
what,
not illegally betting on games.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what.
He's not
smart
out
guy.
smoking weed. He's not.
And you're saying he's a problem. It's just it's not a good look for the franchise.
man,
It's a bad look.
this guy's a bad guy because he has a class at Harvard. He does live streams for money. How dare him?
That honestly might be more damage than just the player.
It's crazy, man. Like, Jaylen Brown's getting dragged through the media for being an intelligent guy more so than, like, Miles Bridges got for beating his girlfriend a couple years ago. He's still in the NBA. Nobody talks about it. Jackson Hayes got caught on camera beating his girlfriend and didn't get dragged through. Obviously, those guys don't push the narrative like Jaylen Brown does. And Jaylen Brown has always pushed back on narratives. And, hey, what's your source? What's
Well, 'cause
this
he was-
anonymous source?
He was publicly angry. That was really the thing. Is that, and you know, like, I kind of sympathize with it. It's just like he didn't want to be traded.
From
he was-
our viewpoint, as we know, we don't think he requested a trade.
No, well, his name was out there quite publicly.
I just think
with
all this is a non-issue.
with the-
I just don't buy it.
I don't buy it either.
I don't even want to talk about it. I think it's
awful.
It's not like he. I don't know. There's guys in NFL. Okay, Urban Meyer's Florida team that won the national championship with Tim Tebow at quarterback.
Oh God.
They had like there's a
Aaron
120
Hernandez.
man roster. 5%, like 40 of the players all got arrested
That's
that
insane.
year. Like within the vicinity. I mean, that team had I think at least 2 murderers. They won a championship. It's like Jaylen Brown is not. This is the NBA. We've seen how many crazy locker room things have we seen, and guys, players on their teams fighting with each other. This is just
We've
not.
seen Latrell Sprewell.
It's not that. It's
We've
just
seen
not that
Latrell
big of a
Sprewell
deal.
choke out a coach. We've heard about Gilbert Arenas and what's the other guy's name, pulling guns on each other in the locker room. Like,
Yeah, like-
Jaylen Brown's
like John
not a-
Morant.
Tavares Crittenton.
Yeah.
John Morant is like ruined his stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, his
Yeah, that's something.
reputation. Because he's in a strip club showing a gun on a live stream on Instagram.
After he gets in trouble for
Like,
showing
Yeah,
the gun.
yeah.
for
So
sure.
prior
While
to
he was
that,
in
is
trouble
when
with the NBA.
Prior to that is when he got in a fist fight with a 14-year-old at
Yes.
the park, and that's what he got in trouble for initially.
That's like that I could see like being a distraction or a problem on your team, but Jaylen Brown is just not. It's just a non-issue.
But I guess that's a good segue. John Morant got traded for
Jeremy
Grant and Chris Murray. So he's going to Portland, where the Nike facilities are. That's where they're located.
They just want to keep him alive to sell shoes because he does have great shoes.
That shoe's the #1 selling shoe in Nike right now. And
Have you seen the Jurassic Park color ones?
it's sick.
They're cool.
I actually
they're
saw
cool shoes.
I saw a Jaws one too.
They're awesome. They're a great shoe. I will say this: Morant has replaced Kyrie in the Nike shoe market because Kyrie always had. I thought Kyrie for a guard had the best shoes, but Morant has. He's just filled right in nicely.
Yeah,
like
his shoes are sick.
His shoes are good.
And I thought it was very unique. I wonder if it was him or somebody on his team to curve the Nike. I thought
If I was playing high school, I'd have those.
Yeah.
I'd have a pair playing for sure.
I don't know if it was him or somebody on his team
100%.
to have the idea to curve the Nike sign to form the J. I think that's genius.
Yeah. No, they hit it. They hit it out of the park on that.
Yeah. Jurassic Park.
See?
But yeah, he's in Portland.
Close
They're keeping him close to home there. And who's really gonna get in trouble in Portland? And I like.
Yeah,
what
don't say
Portland-
that. The Trailblazers, the
Jailblazers,
Jailblazers. Yeah, they're
yeah.
infamous.
That's the first thing I thought about.
That's
It's
before
like
your
the
time, but they were
Jailblazers.
not. They were getting in trouble. Those dudes were getting in trouble in Portland.
It was as a collective though. I don't think anybody's gonna hang out with Ja doing some nonsense.
It
up
probably
there.
could do him some good though. Totally change the scenery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Going to the Great Pacific Northwest.
Well,
you're getting
it's
out of
gonna be
Memphis.
interesting because the
I mean-
Blazers just have. I totally forgot they have Damian Lillard again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's just and Drew
Scoot,
Holiday
and Henderson.
So it's just like
They
have
got
a
surplus of guards.
surplus.
Can they get
guards.
Chauncey Billups back, or is that no chance?
No chance. I'm pretty sure he's going to serve.
Who's their head coach though? Because they lost Splinter.
Micah Nori?
Yeah.
What are they paying him? $50,000?
No. Actually,
a
close.
1-year deal. It's a
coach.
1-year deal,
John.
and so to the point where the coaching union got pissed off.
Yeah, a head coach has never signed for a 1-year deal. And
This Portland guy's gonna be a problem, man.
No,
I don't know what he's
The Carolina Hurricanes winning the Stanley
gotta
Cup
say,
was not a good thing.
The climate
bad.
of major, let's just call it professional sports and include college basketball because it's just a minor
is.
league
Yeah,
for the
it
NBA.
is. 100%.
But like, you have like a team like the Mavericks. They're paying Dusty May. It's like 5 years, $45 million. He's getting like $9 million a year. Almost $10 million a year, and then you got the Blazers. They don't even want to pay the what's the 1 year though? Is it like $2 million?
it's like either 2 or 3 million.
It's a
something
Because you can go to I mean, like Calipari's making I think 8 to 10 or maybe even 11 at Arkansas.
Nori just wanted a head coaching gig. He wanted to get his name out there, but for a rookie coach to take whatever this Portland team is, I actually like the team on paper, but he's going to have to handle some egos with Ja Morant, with Damian Lillard. They have a surplus of guards. Denny Avdia is also a point forward. He needs the ball in his hands. They got a lot of talent over there, but a lot of guys, a lot of mouths to feed out there. And for Mike Nori, a rookie head coach, to do this in 1 year, and he might not ever get a head coaching opportunity again. This could go extremely bad or it could go extremely well.
Let me say this for the coaching. Why I think that's what I hate what that owner's doing with Portland. The NBA owner, the coaches, there should almost basically be a floor salary that they're going to make. Like I don't care what job you're coaching in the NBA, you at least make $4 million a year.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be
And at least a
scrounging.
3-year deal. And at least a 3-year
Exactly,
deal.
at least 2.
No
I mean,
coach can
come
turn
on.
around a culture and the team in a 1-year
Like
process.
you're just to me, you're scamming
The
whole
coach.
the whole system though.
Yeah.
You're just you're just making your league money that you're making from the league. And you're not even trying to compete. Like what's the point? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
That's the NBA shouldn't be. That's like a freaking rec league. Like
It's a weird hiring. Because, even as a player
it's like
standpoint,
Bush League stuff.
Yeah.
Like what are we doing here?
Even at a player standpoint, you're going to believe in this guy's system and buy into whatever he's teaching over there, right? But then fast forward a year, what if the owner decides, I don't want to bring Mike Nori back for an increase in money because he did it, say he had a good year, right? I don't want to bring him back for $8 million a year. I'm going to hire another coach.
Dan Lanning
this
in
doesn't
Oregon.
happen in the NBA.
Dan Lanning, the Oregon football coach, and this is football, but it's still college football. I think he makes anywhere from $10 to $15 million a year.
Yeah.
And
It's outrageous.
You're the Portland Trailblazers head coach, and you're not even making what is it? $2 million or is it like?
I don't know exactly what it's. Frost, do you have the exact numbers for what Nori's getting paid?
It's a 1 year.
It was something that made everybody mad.
I mean, if it's 1 year, like $6 million or $5 million, I'm not. That guy. He'll be able to buy some groceries, for 4th of July. But that shouldn't be a thing where you're like haggling with. I just don't. I think it's just bad business practice.
The big thing is that it's the 1 year, and the years after are team options.
Yeah, so it's a 3-year.
So he's
It's
basically
called 1 year
he's
deal,
a lame,
1 year deal,
He's a
1 year
lame
deal.
duck coach every year.
Yeah,
Which-
it's two. So it's a 3-year deal, 2 team options.
How much a year?
It's not saying. It's just saying it's a 3-year deal with 2 team options, which has never happened. Head coach, at least in recent memory, has never had a team option.
Also, context with this Splinter, who took over a bad situation with Billups getting caught up in this gambling, scheming stuff with the mafia. Splinter came in and got him. He did a pretty good job.
He got him to the playoffs.
He earned a right to get a contract from
They were trying to hire his replacement while he was still coaching.
Yeah,
and then
and he did a good job.
And then there was reports that they were stiffing him on pay.
Yeah,
That's why
they wanted to sign him.
It is bad. It is bad. It is the official position of the Club Rats podcast that the Carolina Hurricanes winning the Stanley Cup was a bad thing.
Well, that
for
is
the
bad
NBA.
because now they're going to. Now, one thing I've heard is Foley wants him to own the NBA team.
Yeah,
which
Yep.
that would be exciting.
hard to argue with his results.
I mean, you
in
can't say
hockey,
if he could even replicate a fraction of what they've done with the Knights with the NBA team, that would be a
pretty
great
good.
start to the new franchise here.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the draft? We didn't really get into the draft.
Yeah, here, let's
I mean, truthfully,
It wasn't actually. I mean, it went pretty chalk.
it was a pretty chalk. I thought Morez Johnson going 9.
That was probably the biggest.
I
one,
thought
but
he
that's still
would've-
not a. It's not a
not
huge
shocking.
reach. Yeah.
When you look at the context, Dusty May leaves to take the Mavs job.
Yeah.
Who does he draft?
Yeah.
So that in his mind, what he's saying is he
knows the guy.
those are the three the best. He liked Morris Johnson. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was all chalk. Like,
but there was rumors
I
though.
would still like
Peterson
to-
and
yeah.
Wilson and even Boozer were floated as going number one. That didn't happen.
Mikel Brown, and I think instead of
Michael Brown
Yeah.
went 6 to the Nets, and I know Brooklyn is frowned upon, but I'd much rather go to Brooklyn than Sacramento.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Darius Acup. That's your guy.
Yeah, Kings.
And he's going to Kings, the scarred franchise. They're going to turn him into a backup point guard. Then he's going to get traded to say the Pacers, and he's going to be an NBA Finals guy in a few years, maybe. But no, I love this draft. I think everybody and their mama is high on this draft.
Great draft.
I really like what Milwaukee did with their picks. Braden Burries at number 10, and then come back around with that Miami Heat 13 pick and get Nate Ament. I thought that was a great guard-forward duo that are both extremely young because they were both freshmen.
Yeah.
And
Ament
I
was
liked
actually like at the start of the year, he was potentially viewed as the number 5 guy after
Yeah.
the top 4.
he needs to add a lot of weight.
He's very young and skinny.
That's what dropped him.
He's got to put some meat on for sure.
Another, I wouldn't even say a swing, but the Hornets got Steinbach out of Washington, and I thought that was a great pick by them. Great rebounder. They needed a big. And what the Hornets are doing over there, they're changing the culture. They're getting rid of all
we
of
didn't
the...
even talk about the LaMelo trade.
Yeah,
Talk
well,
about it.
we could go into that right now. They got rid of all the young knuckleheads out there. LaMelo Ball.
Bridges.
Yeah. Miles
Make
Bridges.
sure you have auto insurance in the Minneapolis, Duluth region. 'Cause
Yeah. He's going to be driving
He's
his tank
driving
out
around
there.
crazy like Bane in Batman. He's running into freaking taxis
Dude.
and standard
And
innocent bystanders. I mean, it's...
But I'm excited for that pairing. I think
I think
LaMelo
I think
and
it's a
Ant.
disaster.
I think it's a disaster.
Really?
what's gonna happen.
I don't think it's going to be
What's
good.
their ceiling, would you say? And floor.
Mid-seed.
Ceiling and floor. So ceiling.
Kind of where they always are.
Mid-seed right now as the ceiling, and floor as playing.
Yeah. I see him 4 through playing.
They don't.
Five through
They
playing.
literally don't have a power forward.
Jay
like-
McDaniels is going to play the forward
He
position.
weighs less than 200 pounds.
He's always guarded up, though. He guards the guards. He guards
who's
the
his
power-
backup? Like
I mean, they're banking on what's the big's name?
Gobert?
Well, no,
Joan
he's
Behringer. There's
Yeah.
but then who's their backup center?
Who the hell? Joan Behringer?
Yeah.
Who the hell is that?
the Wolves made him untouchable.
I
they're
could be
apparently really big on him.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
They got problems, though.
They got
Jesiah.
problems.
with the Rudy Gobert,
Tom Behringer's playing power forward for the T-Wolves.
I've never been
not in a good way.
I've never been a Rudy Gobert guy, as you guys know, but Rudy Gobert has always anchored bad teams defensively. He's done it.
Well, he's
with
at least
Utah.
something. He's going to try to block shots, rebound.
And he could guard on the perimeter enough.
He had a good series against Jokic too.
Great series against Jokic.
He was key.
I think I would say their ceiling is a number 3 seed out west, bearing injuries.
Wow, that's really high.
I
don't know.
can see them having a better season than the Nuggets, and the Nuggets are who most teams will have at the 3rd seed. I would say their ceiling gets the 3rd seed, possibly, like I said, best case scenario, making conference finals again. With an Anthony Edwards top 6 guy in the NBA, if LaMelo Ball stays healthy, a 7th year jump, which sounds crazy, but multiple players have done that. In that 7th year, taken on more. Jaden McDaniels could be a most improved player, taking more of a scoring load, which he will have to, and
Goal.
being the best
hit
perimeter
behind.
defender on their team. I would say the Wolves are set up.
I could see them having a good year too. But I don't have a lot of faith.
I'm not.
I think it'll be
I'm
bad.
bearish on them. I really feel like I don't think it's a good fit, good pairing.
Who would you have rather got at the guard position that was available? Would you rather have Ja and Anthony Edwards? No, I'd rather have LaMelo Ball, a better shooter, a better passer.
I just can't take LaMelo serious.
Yeah,
He doesn't
I don't
play
think he
serious
plays
basketball.
winning basketball.
He did say he believes he could become president of the United States post-career. That was in his draft interviews.
I think that's more likely than them getting to the Western Conference Finals.
He didn't know Detroit was in Michigan, and his mom's from Detroit. So
He thought Detroit was a state,
Yes.
I think, right?
he thought it was like the state of Detroit.
Oh man.
I mean,
Again, I don't think you could win a championship.
what does this have to do with basketball? Nothing. It means nothing. But
It is
we'll
funny.
see. We'll see. Where do you guys think LeBron will go?
I
would say
really
the-
hope that he doesn't go to a random team that, like I know there's all sorts of speculation
Nuggets
about
or
Nuggets
T-Wolves.
and Philly right now, especially after the Brown trade, because I just feel like if this is going to be his last year, his farewell tour, I mean, it really only makes sense that he does it back in Cleveland, maybe Miami.
I would
but,
say
like,
Miami's the favorite. I would have him at the number 1. Cleveland would probably be 2 in my opinion.
I feel like, I mean, I this is just pure speculation on my part, but I feel like he has a better relationship. There's not as much, I guess, animosity left from when he won a title in Cleveland, and I think after that,
I do think he's in a better standing in Cleveland.
yeah, than he was with Riley after he left Miami. So
The reason why I'm skeptical about Cleveland, I can't see a LeBron and Harden pairing.
I don't like the fit there, basketball wise.
I could see him and
As
Mitchell,
much.
Mobley, Jared Allen. Harden's the outlier there, and it's weird to me.
Harden and LeBron on the same team. I just don't see that. You can't tell me that's like you're winning a championship. So for me, if I'm LeBron, I'm going to leave the Lakers. I want to go somewhere where I really think I can win it, and I think going to play with Giannis and Bam, that three, they could beat anybody.
that actually would move the needle
Yeah.
for me. Like,
That's a
in
tough
terms of
matchup.
Miami. Like, I think Miami's obviously going to be pretty
LeBron would
solid
would
this year. I don't think
juice
they're
it up
going to be.
though.
Yeah,
He would make
Without-
He is also juicing himself up, but
without LeBron, I feel like the Heat are not contenders quite yet. Especially
I think they need him to be a contender.
They need him to be a contender. Like, they lost Norm Powell. Not that like these guys are just they're world beaters, but they're Norm Powell was an all-star this year.
Well, LeBron
they're
is still
lone all-star. Bam Adebayo had a down year too.
yeah,
But defensively, I would still say Miami Heat would still be contenders out east, even with the East getting better, just because with the Giannis and Bam duo, again, bearing injuries, that's easily a top 5 defensive team in the NBA.
I just don't feel like they have enough.
So final
else.
decision. Where if you had to say before what we know, obviously going forward, where does LeBron go?
Miami.
Cleveland.
I think he's going to Philly.
Philly. Hey, despite Celtics fans, I would like him to go to Philly to boost
that
their
would be
odds.
hell of a starting 5.
That would be
Man.
amazing.
That'd be-
that would be that they would have to be the favorite.
I don't think they're the favorites still.
would make-
I'm not.
I don't know. For us.
You know,
Just because the only reason I wouldn't consider them a favorite right out the gate is because the one big factor is that Embiid's health.
I agree. He is the problem.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't count out the Warriors getting
Neither
LeBron.
do I.
Even
mean,
without
that-
him, though, at times they would.
Yeah, they would be
LeBron,
threatening.
Maxey, and
Brown
Brown.
and Ed-
that's
and
a-
Edgecombe.
a lot.
and Edgecombe and Anthony Simons
I
on the
mean,
bench.
Oh man, that is a.
I think that's
pretty
a title
compelling
contending team.
Yeah, they're
They're there.
They're
They
for
could
sure
beat
title
anybody. I
contending.
think with that team. You would-
I just feel like it's the biggest linchpin to that still remains Embiid.
Hey, but they got
I
Huck
agree.
Porty now for us.
They do have Huck Porty.
We're getting a Huck Porty growth year.
What do you guys think of Kawhi back to Toronto when he should have signed it 8 years ago or whenever, when he actually had a chance to repeat?
Well,
That's not a bad move for Toronto at all.
No,
it's a good
exactly.
pickup. It's a good pickup.
Yeah.
They're built. They made some moves.
that team, speaking of defense, is a scary defensive team. Oh, Kawhi's guarding you. Hey, come on. Set a screen. Oh, shit, I got Scotty Barnes on me. Damn. Come on, set another screen. Oh, I got Colin Murray-Boyles on me now. Like, their whole team can play
And they took-
defense.
Their whole team, yeah, they do.
And
they
Kawhi
are.
is what they need. They need somebody else to handle the ball, to shoot the
Like,
ball, and to get others
If they
involved.
had him against Cleveland, they win that game
They
7.
win that game 7.
Excuse me. He's
Bless
the type
you.
of player that
But
wins that
also,
series.
health is a big factor.
Yeah, that
But
is
I'm not
obviously-
against what they gave up for him. Like, they gave up Brandon Ingram, which
was kind of the odd man out.
Yeah.
It seemed like.
he is
Kawhi's
good in the
better
regular
than Ingram,
season.
though,
He's
as a
good in the
player.
regular
Oh,
season,
absolutely.
but playoffs,
If he's healthy, I mean, he's better.
playoffs, Brandon Ingram averaged 36% from the field. He was awful. He wasn't playing games.
He's not Kawhi.
They
level.
were benching him.
Kawhi's just a different player.
Kawhi is the top tier player in the NBA when healthy. What a weird NBA career that he's had.
he
He
had,
actually, I think
is
he had
strange.
like his highest scoring output last year.
Yeah. No, he had. I'm happy he made the All-Star team. He had a great year last year. But yeah, so the Raptors gave up Grady Dick, Brandon Ingram, and I believe 2 first-round picks.
The other thing about this is it's remarkable. In less than a year, the Clippers went from literally staring down the abyss, because
They're playing Russian roulette.
Yeah, because they were on the verge. They started out horribly, 3-21 or whatever.
Yeah.
And knowing that pick was going to Oklahoma City, they had no picks. They just looked dead in the water. In the less than a year, they managed to turn Harden into Darius Garland, which even if you have reservations about Garland, he's
10 years younger.
10 years younger.
Yeah.
And he's a point guard, so it's like you're still filling an important role.
A hole.
They were able to manage to spin Zubac into Mathurin, who they still haven't re-signed, and for some reason, I don't know why that hasn't been done
Well,
yet.
it's because he's a restricted free agent. So
maybe they're waiting.
They're waiting to have another team offer him, see what his market is, and then just match that
These
contract.
teams that have the restricted free agent, they have all the power.
All the power.
They do.
Because even if the guy goes out and gets a great deal, they can just match
But
it.
Mathurin was,
Exactly.
a really important contributor to the Pacers, and he's 24 years old. So they managed to pick him up, so they're getting younger. They get the 5th pick in the draft out of
it
that
only
same
landed
deal.
2 spots.
Oh, yeah.
That pick only landed 2 spots for the Clippers to retain it, and it landed at the 5 spot. And they got Keaton Wagler, which I don't think he's a point guard in the NBA. I think he's a shooting guard.
Well, they don't need a point guard.
Yeah, exactly. It works out perfect. Benedict Mathurin slides into that 3 spot. Speaking of a gap year, this is a fun gap year for the Clippers team, and they got future assets now too.
And they might actually, I don't think they're going to make noise per se, but I could see them being a play-in team still.
A fun team to watch,
Yeah.
essentially. But C. Ballmer, as long as he's owned the team, he's swung for the fences. They're not done. They're not done. They're going to continue to make moves.
We'll see what happens because they still haven't.
Got through the investigation.
They haven't finished the investigation.
But Kawhi moved out of the country, so he's safe.
That's the other thing that's interesting about that is that so if there are penalties being assessed here, I'd assume it's to both the Clippers and Kawhi. So that's why when Kawhi was being traded, I was like, that's interesting. The NBA, I mean,
yeah, does he have to be suspended for the new team?
Yeah, like what would it would be
Because that would make you not want to trade for him.
Yeah.
If he has to miss 30 games,
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is
Or
not
if
a great
there's,
deal.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kawhi and his camp have some type of fall man to act like Kawhi was totally oblivious to this whole ordeal. And the guy serving the time or paying the fines, it's going to be somebody else. Kawhi, I don't know. I don't think he's going to get in trouble at all.
I don't know. The longer this drags on, the more. I mean, not that there wasn't smoke around this before. There was plenty of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of trees being planted.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of smoke.
He was making apple trees because he likes apples.
But
yeah, I saw him shake a tree's hand on the way out of L.A.
It's still ongoing. Is really
Kawhi Appleseed.
It's kind of like what. It is interesting to see what's going to happen with that when they come down, and if there are penalties.
One thing, and another broad thing I'll say about for the NBA, it's amazing the East with the players going back to the East. Some of these trades, and obviously the Knicks winning, the East has become, to me, much more viable.
Well, I've always been of the thought process.
I think it's
that
tough.
I feel like this whole East versus West debate, it is easy to kind of go, especially based off regular season success, but it's like 2 of the last 3 champions are from the Eastern Conference. And I feel like the Western Conference, even this year, yes, you have obviously the juggernauts and the Thunder and the Spurs up top, but I feel like that's the weakness with the West, is that it's been kind of
Two
top
seeds.
heavy.
And all the middle teams beating up on each other. Now the East have worse teams at the bottom,
Correct.
Yeah.
but they don't
Even
have
though
Sacramento out East.
The worst team is.
But I'm saying I
probably
think the East
West.
has even gotten better just off of this offseason. It's
even-
improved.
And something
Toronto got. I mean, if LeBron goes to Miami, that's
Even if LeBron doesn't go to
or
Miami,
Philly.
an underrated in the sense this is an important trade. I feel like that happened was the Julius Randle to Brooklyn trade, and not that Julius Randle is going to make Brooklyn, good.
better.
Yeah.
He will make them better. I mean, that's very relative to what you're going to consider like better. But that's the point. That's what makes it interesting.
He was an All-Star last year, right?
No,
No,
it was about
no.
3 years ago.
Okay.
It was when he was last on the Knicks. He hasn't made an All-Star team on the Wolves.
The point being is that you're going to start seeing these now that there's these tanking rules are coming into place. There's no longer an incentive for
To be a
teams to
bottom
be
three team.
a complete bottom.
You'd
feeder.
rather be at least on the cusp. of
on
maybe
the
making a
cusp.
play-in
So
or-
it's forcing some of these bottom feeding teams like Brooklyn to make moves for players that are like, okay,
which is good, I think.
it is good.
Same with the
It's-
Bulls. That's why the Bulls signed Norman Powell. Norman Powell was just an all-star, and he's what he provides what the Bulls need, which is 3-point shooting.
Yeah, and it's, if you're the Brooklyn Nets or the Bulls, like there is no incentive to try to bottom out anymore. So you're much better served trying to, absorb space or absorb contracts and get assets for it, like the Nets did, because you're doing two things at once. You're
Being
helping
a decent team.
You're going to be
Oh!
putting on a more competitive team on the court, and you're also going to pick up some assets on the way. It's a real. You're going to start seeing teams. Well, not now because the free agency's already begun, but weaponizing cap space, I think, is going to be a
100%.
thing that happens a lot more frequently.
Who would you say are the worst three teams in the NBA right now? Obviously, the rosters aren't complete yet, but at this current moment, where are the worst three teams in the NBA? I would
Kings.
still say the Kings,
Kings
are number
for
one.
sure. Kings have to be
Bucks,
number
I would
one.
probably say, are in the bottom
The Bucks
There
for
was a
sure.
conversation.
three. In that third spot, it's kind of up in the air. Like, New Orleans has players.
But they never win, though.
I don't know. I think it might be New Orleans.
Joe Dumars is terrible.
It might be New Orleans.
New Orleans is in bad way.
Oh, Memphis.
Memphis is bad, too.
Memphis is bad, and a trade that happened that got kind of really nobody saw because it was the same day Jaylen Brown got traded. Santi Aldama,
Aldama, yeah.
Adama got traded to the Mavericks. The Mavericks are going to be a fun team to watch this season. Adama is a good player. He can play the 3 through 5. He rebounds. He shoots. He does everything on the court. I like what the Mavericks are building over there around Cooper Flag.
Do you guys think the Pistons have done enough?
Not at all.
Nothing. I mean, like Collins,
Yeah,
I
they
guess.
signed-
And Isaiah
John
Joe.
Oh, yeah, they got Isaiah Joe. So that's actually, now that I think about it, those are not bad pickups.
I mean, they're not, like...
I think you guys just moved laterally. You didn't move vertically at all.
I think it's like a...
And you didn't move down.
Let's say
either.
we're at like a 7.1. It's like maybe we're like a 7.5
But
now.
here's the thing about the Pistons, though.
Marginal
too.
improvement.
The one thing that they have on their side is that their best players are young. So, like, they don't necessarily need to... I mean, obviously, it would be ideal. If
Well, those two guys, if they were... Would we have beaten Cleveland if we had those two?
I
don't know.
don't know.
Because I think Joe, I would have liked to have seen his shoot. We needed shooting so bad. He can shoot, right? Isaiah
But,
Joe.
I mean, they have shooters that just haven't worked
On
out.
paper, Cleveland is still the better team. So I don't know.
But, I mean, the Pistons...
Do we lose by 30? Maybe we lose by 10 instead of 30 in the game 7?
Maybe, yeah.
Hey,
But
anything can happen one game. If it
They're a
goes to game
60-win
7,
team,
yeah.
and their best players are young. So I feel like there's always room for internal growth that is probably going to outweigh any addition.
Do you think the Pistons should have made like a monumental move? I don't think so. I don't think so. You want to lose one of your big pieces.
No.
Really, the only thing I could think of is if the Lakers, which they were playing hardball with Reeves. If they could have spun out, if they were able to, swoop in and capitalize on that, that would have been a major move for them. If they were to have picked up Reeves.
No, that could have been a bit of a game changer.
That would have been a game changer. But, I mean, absent that...
Well, no, I mean, the Pistons have been... There was rumors with them talking with Jaylen Brown. They've been floated a lot for Durant recently.
I don't know what you guys will give up for Durant that
I don't know.
entices
But I'm
the
just...
Rockets.
He's been in a lot of these trades
Now,
projections.
if
I'm
you guys
saying.
do get Durant, that's huge. But at this current moment, I don't know what else you guys could have banked on this free agency besides re-signing Duran. That's priority number one.
And I'm
You
just
need to
assuming
re-sign
they're
Durant.
going to re-sign him.
You're going to re-sign him for
I don't think they're gonna lose
whatever other contract he gets out there. Just match it, keep him, because there's no way he doesn't improve. It's almost a zero chance. Now, there is a chance he could blow out his knee and never be good again. But he's 22. He's not going to have those types of playoff moments.
You
They're
bank
just-
on the fact that
They're
he's
just
22,
negotiating with
he's
him at
gonna
this
get
point.
better.
That's all it is.
Now, if you guys could have retained Tobias Harris and still signed John Collins, I would say this was a win of an offseason. But to go from Tobias Harris to John Collins, it's not moving any needles.
I don't like losing Harris. I would like to have kept him for one more year.
And I bet the Pistons want to retain him as well. I think Harris wants to compete for a championship, and he saw the potential the Spurs have.
If the Spurs, he could have been big for them.
Oh,
this playoffs.
100%.
A guy like Harris, a guy that can make shots like
100%.
that,
Harris is
spread
a
the
good-
floor. That would have been big.
And he's a good vet to have to, like, around Champagny, around Vassell, around Keldon
Who
Johnson.
else is out there that the Pistons can get?
I mean, you guys...
It's kind of getting winding down.
You don't need a backup center because you still got Paul Reed.
We drafted the kid from Virginia.
Yeah.
I like the the Okari or Kuri, the kid they got from Stanford.
At 16 or
18,
I think
19.
you got him at 21.
It's
Trade-
microwave, like
Yeah.
a scoring.
That wasn't bad. I don't think it was for where we were. I thought it was a good. I could see him being a
And
good
he's
player.
young.
Yeah, he was supposed to go higher. He fell a little bit.
He did.
I thought the Thunder I thought they won the draft for where they were drafting. I thought they got two great players,
Yeah.
Sturts and Mara.
So some players you guys could get on the market right now. Ochai Agbaji. You probably don't know who he is, but he's a
Shooter from Kansas.
bigger guard.
Yeah.
You could use a bigger guard that could shoot the ball.
I've heard of
when
him.
Asar Thompson can't throw a rock in the ocean. That could play at the 3 spot. There's just borderline players. Like, you guys also don't have money. Like, Bradley Beal's on the market.
Like the Heat signed Tim Hardaway Jr.
He might go to Miami.
That was a good pickup.
Bradley Beal could go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good pickup for Miami to get Hardaway.
You see.
His dad won't let him
His
take his
dad
jersey
won't
down.
let him wear his
number.
That's my
What an
legacy.
asshole. Just
I like Tim Hardaway Sr. though. He's old school.
Complete jerk.
Bruce Brown's a free agent, too. That's not a bad guy to pick up at any time. KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's a free agent. It's not a bad guy to have.
I like him. He's a championship type player.
He's a champion. He didn't play all last year because he was just riding away on the Grizzlies as a salary dump, and he just got paid to do nothing.
Wow.
There's just like marginal guys like that, but
there's not going to be.
You guys also don't have money
Yeah.
around. Whatever money you have is going to Dern. Whatever he gets, But
That's why it is key if they're able to pay him
Collins.
less.
Yeah, but I like the John Collins sign. Like, I would say he's a step below Tobias Harris, but he's only 28.
The thing I like about him,
He's athletic.
him and Duran, it gives 2 lob threats for Cade.
Exactly.
That is going to be tough. I mean, he's coming down the paint, and you got those two guys. Collins is. I mean, I don't know how athletic he is. He was.
No,
is he still as athletic as he
late
was?
20s.
He's
Yeah.
extremely
I mean,
athletic.
he'll dunk on you.
And he can make the corner 3 ball, which Duran can. He'll shoot better than Isaiah Stewart,
I agree with you. Though. I wish we had him with
Tobias Harris.
Tobias.
It was
Because they could have played together.
Exactly.
They don't really play the same style or position.
No. The Rockets, on a side note, the Rockets retained Tari Eason for such a team-friendly contract kind of shocked me. I think I saw it was 5 year,
5 years,
81 million.
He said
It's crazy because I'm like when I see numbers like that, it still gives me kind of like shock because 5 years, 81 million. A few years ago, that would have just been
he
like
tweeted after the contract. He said, "Okay, I guess." Like he wasn't even happy about it. He just signed an $80 million contract to play basketball. It's like you just got you still got generational money. Like you should never be broke ever.
yeah.
Oh, and,
I mean, it's
and John, speaking of the Lakers and Rui, Rui's still on the market.
he'd be a big pickup for us.
Again, I don't know.
I thought he was good for them.
I don't
last year
know
in the
what.
playoffs.
Oh, I thought he was great. In the playoffs, he was phenomenal.
He
I
hit the
don't
big
know what
and
his
1-3.
market is though. Like I'm guessing him and his agent want a $20 million contract, which is slightly above the MLE, and not many teams have the MLE left. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just banks on himself, signs somewhere for less than $10 million, and gets paid.
So if we could get him for a year for $10 million, I would be cool with losing Tobias for that.
Yeah, I mean it would be
I'd be
huge
all right with
addition.
that.
And he could play the 3 and 4. He guards inside. He could guard the perimeter. And a player that's tanked his stock completely is Jonathan Kuminga. He's on the market.
He's still on
The
the
Hawks
market, yeah.
declined his team option.
Somebody signed him.
Not yet.
Somebody just signed him. Look it up. He got signed.
No, I don't think so.
It's the other guy from the Warriors.
Yeah.
Well,
Spencer.
he's on the Hawks.
No, the other guy.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Nope.
The Warriors haven't re-signed anyone. Draymond's a free agent too.
It was a guy that was on the Warriors. He signed some. I can't think of his name. It's not.
Gary Payton.
No. It's not that big of a deal.
I mean, it seems like Kuminga is the focus for the Lakers right
Yeah,
now.
that's why I wrote too. The Lakers are in the market for Zaire Williams or Kuminga, which would be good signings if they could get either of them. Do you want to touch on your Michigan guys signing? The Warriors getting the Axel Lindbergh, the Thunder getting Mara, and the Mavericks getting Morez Johnson, which you touched on, but you didn't.
Oh no! I mean, it
your
was
thoughts.
anytime you got in one draft, you have three
guys going
the lottery. It's an all-time draft for that for that school. Obviously, that was amazing, and I think they all went to
Good organizations.
good places where they could be successful.
100%.
If you're Lindenberg, you go to the Warriors. Morez Johnson, he's going to play for his direct coach, so there's no drop off there. In Dallas, I mean, I don't think Dallas is as great of an organization was when Cuban owned it.
But
But it's still not. It's not a horrible organization.
you know
I guess.
who their GM is now, right?
No.
Masai,
The Raptors guy.
The Raptors
Yeah.
guy. He was the GM for the Nuggets for a minute.
And they're
He's a winning guy, and for him to choose Morez Johnson as essentially Cooper Flag's number 2 guy, they're
Yeah.
going to grow together. Morez Johnson's going to guard every tough matchup. We know he's a dog, and we said this months ago. We both believed he had the most untapped potential of the guys, not only being younger, but we didn't see his
he's the youngest
offensive
of the
game
three. Yeah.
develop yet.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of untapped potential there, but his defense, his engine, and his athleticism are all top notch.
6'10",
And his
250.
wingspan, you can't teach that.
Yeah.
Mara to the Thunder. I know Faraz is pretty low on Mara, but for a guy that has
I thought
NBA
it was a
shot blocking
perfect pick.
capabilities,
I just don't think Mara's going to pan out in the NBA.
I mean, it's possible. Don't think about it. He's never been hurt.
I just feel like the NBA is just too fast of a game.
I'll say this for him: him and Morez Johnson both need to work. They need to shoot the ball better.
Yeah.
It's all by the basket stuff. That's a hard way to make a living in the NBA doing that. And now Mara, I think they got him though. He's purely to throw at Wemby, another giant body.
I think Wemby's going to eat him alive.
so it's speaking of the Thunder.
Just athletically.
Speaking of the Thunder drafting him, I think we're going to see a transition from Chet Holmgren. I think Chet's going to now start to play the 3 more so, and obviously still play the 4. But I thought when they drafted Mara, they were going to let Isaiah Hartenstein walk. They immediately re-signed Hartenstein for
a better deal.
a pretty good contract.
They're
But
going
that
with all 3 of
shows
them.
that they're going to commit to this double big lineup. And I think Chet's going to start to transition to a more of a wing where he, I would say, more so thrives. He cannot bang with these bigs in the NBA, especially
Maybe he'll
with the
transition into becoming a man.
add some weight on.
Yeah.
Wemby did bitch him. But Frost, my counterpoint to Mara not lasting in the NBA, when we see a guy have NBA shot blocking capabilities, they always last in the NBA. Why do you think Mara is the outlier?
Yeah.
there?
What is your reason? Other than you just
you think the speed? Like how can
speed,
Walker
speed.
Kessler be in the NBA then? How can I mean?
I feel like Walker Kessler's a better athlete.
I would say it's pretty marginal. They're both right. I wouldn't say it's
you
that
don't
much
think
of a
Mara is mobile? Did you maybe didn't watch him enough? He's not Giannis or like Wemby speed, but he's not a stiff. He's athletic for a
Zubac
7'3"
isn't
guy.
athletic either, and Zubac is lasting in the NBA almost 10 years now.
The thing about Mara, he can pass, Froz. He's a legit passer.
I think he has 2 NBA
I don't
ready
see it.
traits now, which is his shot blocking and his outlet passes. I said this live on a show one year, or one show. Mara had an outlet pass, and I'm like, there's not many bigs that can make that pass in the NBA now, let alone in college.
My criticisms with him, his mental state, like he'd have games where he's like aggressive, looking to score every time, and then he has a game where he has like 2 bad fouls. He takes 1 shot, doesn't even look at the basket.
Yeah.
He needs to fix that. And his jump shooting, I think he needs to develop, at least be able to make a shot.
And
like a jump shot away
look
from the
at his
basket.
free throws. He is he
got better as the season went on.
He's an above
He did get better
average
as the season went
big
on. He was bad
free
at
throw-
first.
Yeah, he's above average free throw shooter. He has good mechanics. I think he could work on that. I would say Mara could last. Now, if he does last, I'm not going to be surprised.
Well,
There's going to be these guys in the lotto that are out in the NBA in 2, 3, 4 years.
The thing about Mara, like you said, at a minimum, this is a guy I think he averaged 3.5 blocks a game last year. Now I know it's college, it's not the NBA, but if he can, Theo Ratliff, Mutombo, I'm not saying he's on that level, but there's been shot blockers that hang around the NBA for years.
I think Theo Ratliff's a better comparison. I don't know if Mara is DPOY
Mutombo was a
worthy
great,
like Mutombo.
Yeah.
But I think a Ratliff is more of a decent comparison. But Ratliff
Miles
doesn't pass
Plumlee is still on a team because he. Mason Plumlee.
Mason. I was
Mason
like
Plumlee.
Miles. Yeah, it's the other
Miles.
one.
Oh, he's a
bad one.
cheerleader now.
But I'm just saying,
Hey,
those guys,
he got in the conference finals game.
those guys can hang around.
And
He'll have a shot.
I thought this was a great draft.
extremely great draft.
I-
And then if we haven't touched on Yaxel with the Warriors. I think he could do it all.
Him and Draymond might get into a fist fight though. They're already going at it. They're already going at it right now.
I think that's all.
They're literally already.
Jordan Poole seems more of an antagonistic type of
Yeah.
guy, and I think Draymond did grow from that situation, not against other
I
teams,
forgot
but
Poole's another
personally.
Michigan guy.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Yes.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
They'll fight.
But, no,
I would not be shocked if they got into a fight. I
think
would not be
Draymond
totally
grew-
shocked about it.
mentally with his team. I think he realized like I can't be doing that to the young guys.
The thing with Draymond now, though, I think that if I'm the Warriors, I value Lindenberg more than I do Draymond.
Yeah,
In this, Draymond's how old is he? 37.
something like that.
I mean, he's
but Yaxel's a 24-year-old rookie, so I don't know how much you.
No, but I'm just saying I don't want.
But he is NBA ready now.
I don't want my
Yeah,
vet punching my rookies that are coming in. It's not just Lindenberg; it's any rookie. Like you're not good enough to do that anymore.
I don't think that's the NBA anymore. I think Draymond grew from that. I think Yaxel and him going back and forth a little bit. I think it's just all for fun. Like I don't think it's that big of a deal. But Yaxel, as we all just said, he is NBA ready. He could do a little bit of everything on the court already. He could shoot, he could pass, he could dribble, he could defend in multitude of positions.
He fits great with the Warriors.
100%.
I agree.
And I would still say the Warriors are a sleeper team to get LeBron. Like, it's not out the realm of possibilities they get Anthony Davis.
Maybe
So
probably
they'd
not.
have LeBron and Dominican LeBron
Yeah,
on the same team.
it's great.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities. They could still get Anthony Davis, even though the Wizards are playing hardball with them. To get Anthony Davis, not only would they have to trade Jimmy Butler and a couple picks, but they would have to get off of the Moses Moody contract, which Moody's injured, and they have to get off the Pod's contract and get no salaries back from them.
I think the Wizards want to be good, though. That's why it's not going to happen.
But didn't Anthony Davis already say he won't re-sign with them?
No, he wants an extension.
Yeah, but
Not that he won't resign. He just wants an
He wants a
extension.
wants
longer
money.
deal. Yeah. If the
Yeah,
Wizards
so-
offer it, he'll stay.
He'll stay, yeah.
maybe.
I do think Lindenberg, from a fit standpoint, it's a perfect fit.
He's almost seamless on any team in the NBA if he would have got
But
drafted.
the Warriors, though, because he can play like they're big at times, not the center, but their power,
Yeah.
and he can make them so much. That would be intriguing to see LeBron with all the. I mean, I don't think it's a championship team, so I don't think that's why LeBron's going to go in there. Although he has always said he wants to play with Steph Curry.
I think that's what it is.
He says that. So
He's close to Steph and Dre. Like,
Yeah.
he's actually good friends with them.
A team of them, and Porzingis did sign there for a pretty team-friendly deal, only $20 million. Obviously, still injury-prone. But when healthy, Porzingis is a top 50 player in the NBA.
I will say this: if he went there and won a championship, I think the whole GOAT thing would just be you can't even bring it up.
No,
anymore.
it doesn't matter.
I
It
don't
doesn't
agree.
matter, John.
It always will be brought up.
It will always be.
This
brought up.
helps
Yeah.
LeBron's case, though. It would help him tremendously. There's gonna be people that hate him, but
Hate
it would be.
I've said it.
For the people that already say LeBron's the number one, or the people that are saying LeBron's not number one,
Once he
They
wins,
never will be
once he
convinced.
wins two.
I don't think it'll matter
I don't
because he left to get those championships.
Like I said, after literally now it's crazy how fast time flies. 10 years ago, after 2016 happened, the debate ended for me there.
Yeah, that 3-1 comeback.
I
It
think
is
that-
crazy. I saw this. It was a little clip. They showed each LeBron's all his stats for each time he was on that franchise. So it's like 7 years, 8 years, and they put all his accolades. He's his career at each franchise is a Hall of
It's a
Fame
Hall of
career.
Fame.
Yeah.
It's 4 Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah.
Just alone on those.
Yeah,
It's
both
amazing.
stints in Cleveland.
And he's won
being separate.
championships everywhere he was at.
Yeah.
Except his first stint in Cleveland. But
Correct.
yes. But even still, his first stint in Cleveland is still a Hall of Fame career. His Miami stint, second stint in
Obviously,
Cleveland, LA stint. But
What does this mean for Bronny? Does he? I mean, I know didn't he get the guaranteed contract?
yeah, LeBron essentially told the Lakers he's not resigning the day after the non-guaranteed contracts became guaranteed. So Bronny's still on the team.
LeBron was the anchor dad.
Possibly.
To get him on the team.
Possibly. Now, Bronny is I do think he's an NBA player at this point. Like, to say he doesn't deserve a roster spot on a 15-man roster, I think is ludicrous at this point. He could guard at a decent clip. He could shoot the ball decently well, and to be 6'3" and as athletic as he is,
He was a highly rated prospect before
Yeah.
he had a heart attack.
yeah.
And so that obviously destroyed a part of his development, but I think it's great if he's able to stick around.
Now, I don't think it's out of the world of possibilities. Like, say LeBron signs with the Sixers, right?
He gets
Sixers
traded to the
got
Sixers.
Sixers got
They have so many guards. though.
Sixers got a bench player, Dalen Terry. Nobody.
Oh
Like,
my
he played
god,
on
he
the Bulls.
is so bad.
From
like,
Arizona.
The Lakers.
Yeah, from Arizona. The
Lakers-
Bulls
yeah.
picked him,
It's
and
terrible.
he was in the
The
Gershon
Bulls are such a
Yabusele
bad
trade.
organization. They make so many
But
bad
anyway,
picks.
Terry
Just a
would be
terrible
in like
organization.
a trade for Bronny. Like, the Lakers would do that just out of respect for LeBron. Like, all right, we give your son to the Sixers. Like, it doesn't matter. Bronny's a French NBA player, but I still think he deserves to be on the team. He could guard as a third string guard.
Well, it's your 15th roster
Yeah.
spot. Really, who cares at that point?
And at the
Are
Lakers,
any of the
current-
Giannis bros? Do they come with?
Not yet.
Miami, are they gonna
Thanasis
goon
is
around?
he's going to get signed.
Not yet. He's a free agent. He hasn't been signed yet.
They'll
Now,
sign him.
I think Bronny is better than this point.
Do you think there's
of-
nepotism in the NBA for us?
I mean, surprisingly, there's a lot more than I thought.
Deuce is going to get signed to the Celtics as a
Well, it's crazy.
13-year-old.
I think I saw something of the draft. Like 60% of the kids drafted, their parents are like pro athletes.
Yeah.
In the
Or their
NBA.
uncle.
Well, that's
It's some
different.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, or their uncle.
You know,
Which
there's-
makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, pro athletes produce pro athletes. Like, I get it. But that is like you.
Like Jeremy Grant's uncle is Horace Grant, if you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like there's so much depth in that realm in the NBA.
His dad's Harvey Grant,
Yeah.
who's also an
Uncle
NBA
and his
player.
dad are
I
NBA
actually-
players.
I didn't know his dad played in the NBA.
For the
I
Knicks.
was
Yeah,
not aware
Harvey
of that
Grant.
one.
That's what I'm saying. There's legit pedigree there.
This one's not blood, but Kyrie Irving's
And his
godfather.
brother was also an NBA player.
Yeah.
Can't remember his brother's name. He was actually a first-round draft pick of the Knicks, too.
Jarian
Jaren
Grant. It's not blood, but Kyrie Irving's godfather was Rod Strickland.
Oh, wow.
And so there's a lot of
Telfair, Marbury.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
it's all geopolitical. Is there anything else we want to say about the Knicks, Pistons, or anything? Are your Knicks going back to back for us? How about that? Let's start with that.
They can. I don't think it's,
It's not impossible.
it's not impossible, but I mean, the odds are, I just feel like the NBA is a league of parity now, so it's
The
really
odds say
difficult.
that
The
they're not
East
gonna-
got-
the odds say no. But
I don't think they'll have as
Possible.
easy of a pathway through the East as they did this last past year. I think it'll be tougher.
should be.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, this year, what they played,
I'm banking on LeBron going back to the East too, whether it be Philly or Miami.
or,
Or
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Or Cleveland.
What we'd have to face him. And you do have to. LeBron's record in the East. I think the last time he was in the East, he made it 10 times in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Sickening.
sorry if I think he's going to win.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you. If he
It's
might-
certainly
he has a
not
chance.
serious. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like, the Knicks definitely can repeat. But I mean, you're going to be banking on, like, okay, is this the same team that won the finals? Probably not. This is
You lost
they
a big piece.
lost a big piece, and like, it was
I think Mitchell Robinson's replaceable.
he is,
He is.
but it was a
I
fantastic.
have a great
run.
analogy for it. It's when the Pistons won the first title, because of the expansion draft,
Mhm.
you could only protect like 10 of your
Yeah,
15 or whatever.
I think it was like 7 players.
We lost Rick Mahorn. He didn't even get a chance to come back for the second year. Now we still won back to back, but it hurt losing. He was an enforcer, big guy, goon off the bench. That's what Mitchell Robinson is. Like,
When they got
it doesn't make you better losing those guys.
I feel like Drummond is a sensible replacement.
That is a
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's Faraz. I called this.
You called it
I called it. I'm
immediately.
like,
Drummond
you guys
is
are going to lose Robinson. You're going to sign Drummond, and
Yeah.
Drummond replaces the rebounding, but nowhere near the defense or the switchability on the perimeter.
He's not as
Yeah.
good on the ball. I agree, but he is a.
But you can't do hack a Drummond like you could.
Drummond's a
hack
great
Mitch.
rebounder.
And he could shoot free throws now, and he shoots corner
Well,
threes. He made more
I would
threes
say
than Derek White.
He's down defensively, but he's better offensively than
Yeah.
Robinson. He can't.
Well,
he
and
At
can't
this
stretch the
stage,
floor.
he's not a lob threat though, like Robinson.
That's not a
is.
crazy though. That's a reasonable.
Yeah.
Like I don't see it as a factor in winning and losing the title. To me,
Also,
it's not like you lost Brunson or
Yeah.
Towns or even OG
Bridges, Hart. Like you
Hart.
lost any
That
of
would
the
be
starting
more
five.
impactful.
sure.
Now, in the same breath, John, do your Pistons get the number 1 seed again? Do you win 60 games?
I would say probably not.
Yeah, I would say it's a big regression year. Not big. You'll still make the playoffs.
I don't
but
think it's tough because I feel like the Pistons.
What
The Pistons are the one team. They're the one contending team in the East that benefits the most from just internal development, more than any of the other contenders in the East because they have the youngest core.
And sometimes those teams will all of a sudden just jump up and
Yeah,
win.
they level up.
I have a
They're just
counterpoint to that. I think the
winning
Raptors have, outside Kawhi now, they have a younger core for growth.
I don't think they'll dominate the East because I just think the East is going to be
just really
better.
Scotty Barnes, right? I mean, like
Colorado
Kawhi.
Boyles, Emmanuel Quickly's back.
but Quickly and Barrett, like they've
They're
been.
so-
Kawhi,
They've been in the league for like 7 years.
Shed on the bench.
I have to
and-
wait and see with Kawhi because if he's 100%, you can't not factor them. But
Yeah.
if he's not, they could be kind of. He may not be at. You don't know with Kawhi.
The only
until you
player,
get there.
the only players
It's
above
unpredictable.
30 on the Raptors outside Kawhi is Jakob Poeltl. Everybody else is in their 20s. So I would say they have a more youthful group than the Pistons.
No, but I mean,
Obviously, the Pistons, their two best
Thompson
players.
and Duran, those are guys that they can. Those are guys who
They're
can
like
make,
22 and under.
Yeah, they can make giant leaps.
Asar Thompson needs the bigger jump. I would think
He needs
if,
to be able to get something
if
offensively
Jalen Duran just stays horizontal in his growth, it's fine. If he's the same player as
He needs
last
to work
year,
on
as
his
this
jumper
year,
too, though.
well, yeah, obviously, but if we get the same Duran as last year to
Like-
this year, it's cool. But Asar Thompson's the biggest
Thompson
needle threader.
cannot be a guy.
Or I shouldn't say that. He's the biggest needle mover.
He can't be a guy where you just don't have to cover him in the
No,
corner,
he
and he
needs
can't
to
even hit the rim on,
make
on
a
a
corner
shot, an
three.
open three. He's got to be able to hit that shot.
He has to make a corner 300%.
Because he's almost kind of unplayable at times because he can't shoot the ball like at the end of the game.
I would say the Pistons end up around the 3rd or 4th seed.
I think
where
the
I'm
East is
guessing.
going to be better. The only thing I will say, this Piston team, which I don't like about them, but for your question, it does. I think they're a regular season team. They're built for the regular season. They're not so much a playoff team. So they play the long game. They try to we come at you with many different guys, which I didn't like because they didn't do that.
Like they run an 11-man roster.
Ron Holland didn't even play in the playoffs. Not that he was great, but in the regular season, he has like a role. He comes in and will get in a fight with like Jaylen Brown he does. I mean, I'm just saying he does stuff that can impact the game where he wasn't even like a factor in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they're built for the regular season. I just don't see them winning 60 games. 60 games is tough. I mean,
we had teams. This was the last year that teams could really tank and get a top seeded.
But I'd be happy. I'd rather them win 58 games, but have a more playoff team that could go on a run.
Yeah.
I would take this trade off.
True.
As the 3 seed. Ask the Knicks. Would you rather be the 1 seed and not win the championship or be the 3 seed and win the title? It matters how you're coming together at the end of the year.
Yep.
And then out west, who do you guys have winning right now? If you have early picks, who's coming out the west? Me personally, I don't see how the Spurs don't make it back. With bearing injuries, I don't see how the Spurs don't make it back.
You have to start. I think it'll be like it was this year. It's going to come down to the Thunder and the Spurs, and I think anybody can win it. It's anybody's game.
It's anybody, yeah.
I will still say you can't count out the Nuggets. You still can't count out the Wolves.
I'm counting out the Wolves.
You can give the
Thunder have had injury problems.
You can give the Spurs the top spot because they did win it. They won the West, so you have to put them at 1. But I like what the Thunder did in the draft. I thought they drafted a guy that they can try to throw at Wemby. I'm not saying he's going to shut him down, but 3 7-foot guys and taller, you're going to run at him.
Yeah, you need the.
It's smart.
You need the depth.
And I like Sturts.
And you could bank on J-Dub being healthy. I shouldn't say bank on it, but
that was huge. Him
Yeah,
not being healthy.
yeah,
that was huge.
you have to have that hope.
No one really talks about that.
And if the
but that
Thunder
was a big
lose,
thing.
if the Thunder don't win a championship next year, I think we're going to see either J-Dub or Chet be shipped off somewhere.
Probably.
We just saw the beginning part of that. They gave away Aaron Wiggins for nothing, and they gave up Isaiah Joe for nothing.
If Mara is a bust,
Well, it's because
they might keep him.
They saved, I think, just by trading those two, they saved like $150 million off their tax bill. Something.
Yeah, because luxury tax is like 3 times or whatever.
Insane.
Yeah.
But
$150 million.
that's what we're going to see. And obviously, we're dealing with this, or I'm dealing with this now as a Boston fan. We just salary dumped basically Jaylen Brown
for Paul George.
And saved a whopping $7 million, but it brought us.
But you can't really do anything with that $7 million.
It's fake money. We didn't really get that $7 million to spend on a player because we're already above the tax, but it lowers us a little bit.
Where did Kelly Oubre go?
He signed with the Pacers.
Yes, Pacers.
Pacers.
That's another team that actually,
See, they could come back.
And Zubac and him are going to run a deadly pick and roll.
Halliburton's healthy, right? He's going to play.
And I hope so.
But if he's like
weird health
it's
thing
shingles.
Okay, but if he's starting,
he will start. If he's back,
they're going to be tough.
Siakam is still Siakam.
I mean, they were 1 game away from winning the championship 2 years ago.
Yep.
So that's it. I think that'll wrap up Club Rats. My name is John.
Faraz.
And I'm Jesiah. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. Peace.